Get the animal calming medicine ready now. She's acting strangely. The urgent call spread through the monkey area as Emily Harper, the main zookeeper at Woodland Park Zoo, watched Kira, their oldest female gorilla, walking toward the viewing window with unusual determination. What happened next would change everything they thought they knew about these peaceful animals. The day started like normal. Emily had been taking care of the gorilla family for 7 years, but lately something seemed off with Kira. The normally gentle 30-year-old Western lowland gorilla had become more and more upset, always carrying her 4-month-old baby, Luma, and pacing near where visitors stood. "She's not eating again," Jake Martinez, Emily's assistant, said as he looked at the daily records. "That's 3 days in a row." Emily was concerned. In her 15 years working with apes, she'd never seen this kind of behavior. Kira had raised 4 other babies without problems, but with Luma things were different. The mother gorilla would spend hours looking at her baby, making soft crying noises the keepers had never heard before. Dr. Alan Reed, the zoo's veterinarian, had examined both mother and baby, but found no physical problems. "Just keep an eye on them," he said. "Sometimes mothers worry too much, even experienced ones." But Emily knew this was more than just worry. Kira was one of their most reliable gorillas. Things came to a breaking point on a quiet Tuesday morning. Among the few visitors was Linda Suarez, a retired nurse who came almost every day. The staff nicknamed her Gorilla Grandma. Linda stood in her usual spot, watching Kira with worry. "Something's wrong with her today, Emily. Look at how she's holding the baby." Emily moved closer, feeling dread. The mother gorilla was coming forward with purpose, holding Luma differently. Instead of keeping the baby close to her chest, she was holding her out slightly, almost as if— "Oh my God," Emily whispered, grabbing her radio. "Get Dr. Reed down here now." Kira moved right up to the glass, her eyes fixed on Linda. What Emily saw in Kira's eyes wasn't anger. It was desperation. Kira put one large hand against the glass, directly in front of Linda. Then, in a movement that would later be shown on news channels everywhere, she lifted her baby to the glass and made a gesture that left everyone speechless. She tried to push Luma toward Linda. "Nobody move," Emily ordered, her voice trembling. Kira made a soft hooting noise, pushing Luma toward the glass. She was trying to hand her baby to a human. Dr. Reed arrived just as Kira began making distressed sounds. "We need to go in there. Something's seriously wrong." But before they could act, Kira suddenly pulled Luma back and hurried to the corner, hunched over and making painful crying sounds. "Clear the area," Emily ordered, as security guided visitors away. Linda stayed frozen in place, crying. "She's in pain," the retired nurse said quietly. "I've seen that look before. She's trying to tell us something." A complete medical check revealed the truth. Kira had developed a fast-growing tumor that her thick fur and strong muscles had hidden from earlier exams. Her motherly instinct had driven her to do the unthinkable, try to give her baby to humans she'd seen caring for other animals. This discovery started a series of events that would challenge everything the zoo staff thought they knew about gorilla intelligence and reveal a darker side of the zoo's operations. As Emily watched the medical team prepare to put Kira to sleep, she had no idea that this was just the beginning. The real story of dishonesty, secrets, and unexpected heroes was about to unfold. "Get me the records for all our medical supplies over the past year," Emily told Jake, growing suspicious. Something isn't adding up. Emily's hands shook as she spread the medical supply records across her desk. 3 months of data showed a troubling pattern. Someone had been faking the inventory of animal medicines. "This can't be right," Jake said. "According to these records, we've been using twice the normal amount of sedatives but half our usual pain medication." Dr. Reed stood in the doorway, looking grim. Kira's blood work came back. "The results don't make sense." "What do you mean?" "Her system shows traces of experimental substances that weaken the immune system. Compounds we don't even keep here. Someone's been giving her medicine without permission. That's why she's been acting strange and the tumor grew so fast. Someone's been weakening her immune system." "But who would do that and why?" Jake whispered. Emily received an email from Marcus Graves, the zoo's new research director. Urgent meeting, Gorilla Research Program. He wants to meet us in the research lab now. Emily looked at Dr. Reed. Did you tell him about Kira's blood work? The doctor shook his head. I came straight here. Emily started her phone's voice recorder. Something's very wrong here. Jake, make copies of these records. Dr. Reed, don't let anyone near Kira until we get back. Marcus Graves waited for them in the research lab, with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Emily, thank you for coming. I understand there was quite a scene with Kira today. I've already talked with the board about moving her to a different facility for special care. Move her? Emily's voice rose. She needs immediate medical help. Yes, the tumor. Graves interrupted. Unfortunate development, the one that makes her a perfect candidate for our research program. The pieces clicked into place. Emily remembered grant paperwork about accelerated evolution studies in primates. You've been experimenting on her? Emily said, shaking with anger. That's why there are immune-suppressing substances in her system. Graves's smile disappeared. You don't understand the bigger picture. If we could speed up primate evolution, push their intelligence further, the possibilities are endless. It's illegal, Jake spoke up, and it's killing her. Nothing groundbreaking is achieved without sacrifice, Graves replied coldly. I got copies of every approval document for animal testing, and none mention experimental drugs. Graves's face hardened. The board approved the transfer. Kira leaves tomorrow morning. No way, Emily said, taking out her phone. I recorded everything you said. Plus, I have copies of all the fake records. During the struggle that followed, a folder fell, spilling photos across the floor. Dozens showing other gorillas at different zoos, all with similar tumors. You've been doing this at other zoos, Emily whispered, horrified. How many animals have you killed for your research? A disturbance outside interrupted them suddenly. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us, thank you very much. They saw emergency lights flashing near the gorilla living area. Emily's heart turned ice cold. What did you do to her? She demanded. Graves smiled, now showing his true wicked intentions. Protection. Can't have proof walking around, can we? By morning, no sign of experiments, sad accident. Mother gorilla became dangerous, had to be put to sleep. Emily ran before he finished talking. Jake right behind her. Behind them, Graves calmly picked up his phone. Security. 2 workers breaking rules, heading toward the gorillas. Consider them fired right now. But Graves didn't know Emily had already sent the evidence to Linda Suarez, the retired nurse who saw Kira's unusual behavior, and her journalist brother at the newspaper. As Emily raced through darkness toward Kira, she had to save the gorilla who had trusted them with her life. Emily's heart beat strongly as they ran through dark zoo paths. Ahead, the gorilla area was brightly lit up, portable lights making harsh shadows across the night. A group of unfamiliar men in animal doctor uniforms walked steadily toward the high entrance. They're not our vets, Jake said breathlessly. I don't recognize any of them called doctor. Reed, Emily gasped. Get trusted workers and police, now. They saw Linda arguing loudly with security at the edge. The retired nurse refused to leave, her determined voice carrying. I'm a witness. That gorilla was trying to communicate something this morning. The security guard grabbed Linda's arm roughly, but she stood firm. I've already called newspapers. They're coming right now. How will you explain testing on endangered animals? Emily's phone buzzed. A text message from Linda's brother. Story going online in 5 minutes. Officials notified. Keep them busy, Emily told Jake urgently. Remember the backup power practice? We did. He smiled knowingly. Time to turn off the lights completely. While Jake ran to the power station, Emily approached security, confidently showing her ID. I'm the head keeper. What's happening here exactly? A fake vet turned toward her, needle ready in hand. Emergency procedure. The female gorilla's dangerous. Orders to the entire zoo suddenly went dark. Chaos broke out immediately. Emily heard confused shouts, running, footsteps, and Kira's distinctive warning call. The mother gorilla sensed serious danger. Emily moved through the familiar space confidently. She slipped past confused strangers to the keeper's secure door. Her key card still worked. Graves hadn't disabled it yet. Inside, Kira was breathing heavily and with difficulty. The gorilla huddled, protectively in the far corner, holding Luma tightly. "It's okay, girl," Emily whispered soothingly. "I'm here to help you." A flashlight beam suddenly appeared. Emily froze, but it was Dr. Reed with 2 police officers, hands up. "Seattle Police. Nobody move." More lights appeared as emergency vehicles arrived outside. Linda was outside, talking excitedly to reporters. "They've been testing on these endangered animals. I have clear proof." Graves burst in, his face twisted with anger. "This is a zoo emergency. These officers have absolutely no authority." Actually, a new commanding voice said they do. An FBI agent stepped forward confidently. "Nathan Graves, you're under arrest for illegal animal testing, fraud, and multiple Endangered Species Act violations." Emily focused entirely on Kira, who was whimpering softly. Dr. Reed approached carefully. With his medical bag, "Real medical team coming soon," he said. "Emily, can you keep her calm?" Kira's intelligent eyes met Emily's in recognition. Slowly, the gorilla reached out one large, powerful hand, this time not to give away her baby. She gently touched Emily's arm instead, a meaningful sign of trust. That brought tears to Emily's eyes. The next few hours passed quickly in a blur. Real animal doctors arrived, setting up emergency treatment. Tests confirmed their worst fears. Experimental substances had sped up tumor growth while weakening Kira's natural immunity. But there was real hope without those harmful substances in her system. As dawn broke over the zoo, Graves' entire operation was fully exposed. Investigators found Graves had partnered with a medicine company, using endangered animals at multiple zoos as test subjects. The breaking story hit morning news nationwide. Zoo conspiracy exposed. Endangered gorillas used in illegal experiments. It quickly went national across all networks. Animal rights groups immediately demanded oversight and change. The zoo board promised full cooperation and complete rule reform. One week later, Emily stood watching Kira and Luma through the viewing glass. The mother gorilla was steadily recovering, her tumor responding well to proper treatment. The medicine company executives now faced serious criminal charges alongside Graves. "She knew all along," Linda said softly, standing beside Emily. "That morning when she offered her baby, she knew she was sick. She was desperately asking for help the only way possible." Emily nodded thoughtfully, remembering Kira's desperate expression that day. Gorillas are much smarter than most people realize. She understood something was wrong, and that we might be able to help her. Jake appeared with a tablet showing good news. Blood works completely clean, no more traces of experimental substances, and the board just approved a new sanctuary called the Kira Project. Kira caught Emily's eye through the thick glass. She sat peacefully in her favorite spot, Luma playing happily nearby. Looking stronger, with each passing day, her eyes clear and bright. When she reached out to touch the glass now, it wasn't in desperation, it was in friendship. The story of the gorilla's sacrifice sparked nationwide discussions about animal intelligence and research, ethics. Documentaries were made, books written, zoo policies reformed nationwide. Graves and his partners received long prison sentences for their crimes. The medicine company paid millions in fines, money directed toward great ape conservation efforts. But perhaps the most meaningful change happened in people's hearts and minds. A deep reminder that animals feel, think, and trust in ways humans are only beginning to understand. Kira and Luma thrived together afterward. The baby grew strong under her watchful care, unaware how close they'd come to permanent separation. Visitors who knew their story would stand at the viewing glass, watching mother and child play, amazed at the depth of a mother's love that crossed species barriers. Emily kept the security footage from that critical morning, the moment when Kira tried to hand Luma to Linda. Watching it reminded her how a mother's desperation exposed company wrongdoing and changed people's perspectives forever. It revealed that deep wisdom comes not from human cleverness, but from a mother's natural, instinctive love. In the end, Kira's story showed that a mother's love can cross species boundaries, revealing the powerful connections that can develop despite enclosure walls. Did you enjoy this story? Isn't maternal love the most powerful force on Earth, whether from humans or animals? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed our story, subscribe and hit the like button. A mother's affection recognizes no limits, human or animal. It's the strongest force in nature. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, have a wonderful day.